Hello everyone! We are going to start our online course. The first lecture is called Organic Compounds, Structure, Naming and Isomerism. In this lecture, we will discuss what organic chemistry is, how it touches our everyday life, its practical importance for industry and for human beings. We will consider organic compounds, their classification, nomenclature and isomerism. What is organic chemistry? Organic chemistry is the chemistry of carbon-containing compounds. Carbon atoms form stable bonds to each other as well as to other elements. Carbon-based compounds consist of chains and rings of carbon atoms and form a variety of molecules. At this time, chemists have synthesized more than 16 million carbon-based compounds, and they obtain new organic molecules almost every day. Organic chemistry started as the chemistry of life. It was thought to be different from the chemistry in the laboratory. Chemists believed that these compounds came only from living organisms, and organic chemistry became the study of compounds having a vital force, or vitalism. Chemist that brought vitalism to its end was Friedrich Wöhler, with his synthesis of urea in 1828. Organic chemistry and you. Organic chemistry touches every aspect of our life. This includes such areas as the clothes we wear, the food we eat, and the medicines we take. Plants and animals consist of complex carbon-containing molecules which provide for the maintenance of each organism as well as for the continuance of the species. For example, as we read books, our eyes use an organic compound called retinal to convert visible light into nerve impulses. As we understand something being studied, gaps between our brain cells are bridged by organic amines so that nerve impulses can be passed around our brain. Our muscles also do chemical reactions on sugars to give the energy we needed. Organic chemistry and industry. Many areas rely on organic chemistry, including petroleum, polymers and plastics, agriculture, pharmacology, food industry, consumer products. As you learn more organic chemistry, you will appreciate how remarkable it is. Classification of organic compounds. Millions of organic compounds are known by this moment. They possess diverse structures and varied properties. The structure of the carbon chain and the nature of the functional groups are the most important features that form the basis of the modern classification of organic compounds. A functional group is a structural fragment of a molecule characterizing properties of compounds of the corresponding class. Organic compounds are divided into mono, poly, and heterofunctional ones due to the number and uniformity of functional groups. All classes of organic compounds are linked with each other. The transition from one class of compounds to another is carried out by transformation of functional groups without changing the carbon skeleton. The compounds of each class constitute a homologous series. A homologous series is a series of related organic compounds with the same structure, each successive member of which is different from the preceding one by a constant group of atoms. Homology difference. There are two types of organic compounds, such as acyclic and cyclic ones. Aliphatic or acyclic compounds possess open chain. Cyclic compounds contain a number of atoms bonded together to form a closed chain or ring. Cyclic compounds are divided into carbocyclic and heterocyclic ones. Drawing organic structures. Organic chemists use two common notation for drawing organic structures: the condensed structural formula and the bond line structural formula. The condensed structural formula and the bond line formula for heptane are shown on the slide. The bond line formula is the notation that most organic chemists prefer to use. Bond line formulas are easy to draw and quickly convey the essential structure of a molecule. Nomenclature of organic compounds. Nomenclature is a system for naming chemical compounds. Compounds have both formal and informal names. The formal system is called the IUPAC system. According to the IUPAC system, organic compounds are considered as derivatives of hydrocarbons in which one or more hydrogen atoms are replaced by other atoms or atomic groups. Naming organic compounds is carried out in a particular order. Firstly, you should find the functional group with the highest priority among all functional groups found in the molecule. In the name of the organic compound, the functional group with the highest priority is designated in the suffix. Other functional groups are designated in the prefix. Some functional groups are always designated in the prefix. They are not considered in the order of priority. Secondly, you should determine the parent chain. If the compound contains multiple bonds, they should be present in the parent chain. Thirdly, you should number the carbon atoms in the parent chain so that the functional group with the highest priority is given the lowest number. Finally, you list the names of the functional groups except the functional group with the highest priority alphabetically in the prefix. Then you indicate name of the parent chain. The name of the functional group with the highest priority is designated in the suffix. Each substituent is preceded with a number and a dash. If there are multiple instances of a substituent, the substituent name is listed with the prefix di, tri, etc., indicating the number of identical substituents. The numbers of substituents are separated with commas. Here is an example on this slide. Firstly, we find the functional group with the highest priority among all the functional groups present in the compound. In this particular case, it is a carboxylic group. Secondly, we find the parent chain, count number of carbon atoms in it so that the functional group with the highest priority is given the lowest number. In our case, we have pentanoic acid. Two methyl groups and an amino group are substituent, and they are designated in the prefix. So we get 3-amino 2,4-dimethylpentanoic acid. Isomerism of organic compounds. In organic chemistry, the compounds with the same molecular formula but with different properties are often found. Such compounds are called isomers. They have the same number of atoms but have a different arrangement of the atoms. Structural isomers are compounds that have the same molecular formula but differ from each other in the order of bonding of atoms in a molecule. Structural isomerism is subdivided into carbon chain isomerism, position isomerism, and functional group isomerism. Stereoisomers are compounds that have the same molecular formula, the same order of bonding of atoms in a molecule, but different from each other by the arrangement of atoms in space. Stereoisomerism is divided into optical and geometrical isomerism. Geometric isomers are compounds that have the same molecular formula, the same sequence of binding atoms in molecules, but differing from each other by different arrangement of atoms or atomic groups in space, relative to the double bond plane or the cycle plane. Optical isomers are special isomers, the molecules of which are non-superimposable images of each other.